When it comes to Kelly Clarkson ending her show, Jennifer Hudson is candid. Change frequently occurs subtly in the world of daytime television before it garners media attention. Schedules change, sets change, and eventually, well-known faces leave the limelight they previously occupied. However, the entertainment industry's response to the news that Kelly Clarkson was getting ready to end a chapter of her talk show career was anything but subdued. Jennifer Hudson was one of the people who was thinking back on the occasion. Jennifer, a powerful vocalist, fellow talk show presenter, and someone who appreciates the emotional bond between entertainer and audience, didn't reply with a headline or a few words. Rather, she communicated with warmth, authenticity, and an experience-based perspective. Her frank thoughts provided insight into what it really means for an artist to leave a show that has become a part of who they are. A common understanding: Jennifer Hudson is aware of the distinct cadence of daytime TV. It takes more than merely asking questions while seated behind a desk to host a show. It calls for consistency, emotional vigor, and a readiness to share bits of oneself with viewers on a daily basis. With time, it develops into a closer bond with the audience. Jennifer acknowledged that she was initially surprised and sympathetic when she learned that Kelly Clarkson was getting ready to end her program. Surprise, since Kelly had created something so familiar and cherished. She had empathy since she was aware of the pressures involved in upholding such a platform. People don't always see that level of commitment, Jennifer clarified in a recent discussion. You put your all into your program every day when you host one like that. It's more than just work. It becomes ingrained in your existence. Jennifer's voice was respectful rather than dejected. She talked on transitions rather than endings, highlighting how abandoning a protracted undertaking can occasionally be a potent act of self-awareness. A daily spotlight's weight living on a schedule that rarely slows down is a requirement of hosting a show during the day. Filming of episodes, guest coordination, and ongoing creative idea renewal are all necessary. It might feel like a tightrope walk for musicians like Kelly Clarkson and Jennifer Hudson, who manage both their personal and professional lives. Jennifer considered the unseen burden that such a position carries. Although viewers witness musical performances, interviews, and laughs, they hardly ever witness the planning that goes into each program. The preparation, the practice sessions, the emotional commitment needed to be totally there every single day. Jennifer said, "It's a beautiful responsibility. It's a large one though. You're not merely speaking for yourself. You're making room for people to feel heard and seen. That requires effort and consideration." She expressed her admiration for Kelly's capacity to be true to herself over her tenure. Jennifer claims that Kelly's candor has always been one of her best qualities. Kelly fostered an atmosphere that felt real rather than staged, whether it was through music, guest celebrations, or the sharing of personal tales. Jennifer said that authenticity is a challenge as much as a gift. Audiences are drawn in, but emotional openness is also necessary. It can get difficult to maintain that degree of transparency over time. Observance of the decision: Jennifer sees Kelly's decision as an act of clarity rather than a television loss. According to her, it's equally crucial to know when to back off as it is to know when to forward. It can require guts to decide to stop or move on in a field that frequently promotes continuous visibility. Jennifer openly expressed her admiration for artists who are aware of their own needs and interests. She underlined that the ability to change and stay true to oneself should be used to gauge success, more than just how long one has held a position. Letting go of something you love is sometimes necessary for growth, she observed reflectively. You're ready for something different, not because it's no longer good. She spoke with an understanding that comes from having gone through the same thing. After becoming well known for their music, both women developed close relationships with viewers before transitioning into television hosting. They understand the thrill of producing a show and the accountability that accompanies its upkeep. According to Jennifer, leaving a show doesn't take away from its significance. Rather, it respects what has already been constructed while enabling the artist to pursue new creative avenues. The connection among artists: although Kelly and Jennifer have each had their own distinct paths, artists who traverse comparable terrain share a connection. They are aware of the demands of public life, the value of authenticity, and the necessity of maintaining equilibrium. Jennifer expressed her admiration for Kelly, both as a performer and as a person, in a kind words. Jennifer remarked, "She has always been genuine. And that resonates with people. They sense it." Jennifer thinks that the reason Kelly's show connected with so many viewers was because of its genuineness. It was real laughter. The poignant moments seemed real. It was a very intimate piece of music. It is impossible to produce those attributes. They originate from an artist that isn't afraid to be open about themselves. As a result, Jennifer is certain that Kelly's impact will last beyond the conclusion of the show. Relationships developed with viewers take time to fade. Long after the last episode has aired, viewers continue to carry them with them as part of a collective cultural memory. The development of creative careers, the concept of evolution, was one that Jennifer brought up time and again. Instead of seeing each creative journey as a single continuous narrative, she sees it as a collection of chapters. Simply put, closing one chapter creates space for the next. Reinvention becomes crucial for artists who have been in the spotlight for a long time. Creativity is maintained via new endeavors, partnerships, and paths. Kelly's choice to step aside, in Jennifer's opinion, might lead to chances that have been lurking in the background. Jennifer thought, "There's always another dream waiting. You have to make room for it sometimes." She discussed the value of paying attention to one's inner guidance. That inner voice can easily be muffled in a field full of deadlines, expectations, and outside viewpoints. Artists might rediscover their true inspiration by taking the time to reevaluate their priorities. Kelly's change, in Jennifer's opinion, is an illustration of that type of introspection. A reminder that even successful endeavors come to an end naturally, creating space for development and rejuvenation. The effect on supporters: talk show hosts and their fans frequently develop close bonds. These shows eventually become ingrained in everyday life. In addition to amusement, viewers tune in for solace, humor, and a feeling of familiarity. A show's conclusion can feel intimate. Jennifer is aware of this emotional bond. She talked about how viewers devote their time and effort to these shows, integrating them into their daily routines. Transitions might therefore feel bittersweet. She advises followers, nonetheless, to approach this moment with hope. She advises appreciating what has been produced and anticipating what can happen next, rather than concentrating just on what is coming to an end. "There is nothing that vanishes," Jennifer remarked softly. "It simply changes shape." She thinks that memories, snippets, and the motivation Kelly's show gave to both viewers and aspiring artists will carry on its essence. The shared laughing on screen remains. It is still a component of the cultural environment. An introspective look. There were also personal reflections in Jennifer's open remarks. She has gained knowledge of the difficulties and benefits of daytime television as a result of hosting her own program. She understands what it means to take the stage every day with the goal of inspiring people. It is this mutual knowledge that makes her feel sympathy for Kelly. The extended hours, the planning, the duty of establishing a warm environment for visitors and spectators. These encounters forge a connection that transcends rivalry or analogy. Jennifer underlined that each host must ultimately determine what course seems most appropriate for them. A universal chronology does not exist. Some stay for years, others leave sooner. Every choice is a reflection of unique circumstances and priorities. According to her, maintaining a connection to one's mission is what really counts. Whether in television, music, or other artistic endeavors, artists flourish when they pursue their passions. Gazing ahead, Jennifer